That they're just not being honest, they're not being open enough about what's to come. How is that likely to play out?
Well, private comments are becoming rather interesting in this election when they become public. And I'm not talking about the Prime Ministers. We heard today about private comments from the Governor of the Bank of England, Mervyn King, who told an American economist who's written it up that Mervyn King said the decisions the politicians would have to make if they win would be so severe, the spending cuts, the tax rises, that he predicted that whoever won would then be out of power for a generation. You wonder if they want to take part in this debate at all, Hugh. I think Gordon Brown, though, will say, look, I did take those sorts of decisions late in the night. David Cameron will want to remind voters of Gordon Brown's record, Nick Clegg, that if they work together, things can be done better. That will be the backdrop. But remember, it's not only the economy tonight. The one thing I think we'll see a lot of, more aggression. They know they have to score points off each other.
Well, in that context then, Stephanie, what are you going to be looking for in terms of clear distinctions on policy here?
Well, look, as we know, they do all have in common the fact that there's a big gap in their plans where a lot of these detailed, painful cuts would go. And I'm not looking for them to promise to cut particular things, to fill in any of those gaps tonight. I think, if anything, the pressure will be the other way. The pressure will be for them to promise to protect more parts of the budget. But we shouldn't come away from this thinking they're all the same. There's some important economic differences between them, especially on the deficit. David Cameron thinks it's crucial to start cutting borrowing right away. He wants to build the confidence of the markets, avoid what's happening in countries like Greece. Nick Clegg and Gordon Brown think that's too risky. The economy's too risky to take that. Now, the numbers between them are not that different, but they're important, and there's an even bigger difference further out. At bottom, the Conservatives do want to shrink the size of government by more than the other two parties and raise taxes by less. David Cameron will talk about that jobs tax next year, the national insurance rise he wants to avoid. The other two will be keen to point out that means even more cuts to spending.
We'll see. We'll talk again later. Thank you very much, Nick, and Stephanie, for now. Thank you. A quick reminder that, of course, the final debate in this campaign starts tonight. The time is 8:30 p.m. It is chaired by the BBC's David Dimbleby. You'll be able to watch it live on BBC One, live on the BBC News channel. It'll be on our special election website if you want to see it there. And, of course, you can listen to it live on BBC Radio 4. But for now, it's back to you, George, in London.